Hey guys, welcome back. I've got Apprentice Dave here again. We're making another video, putting Dave's diagnostic skills to the test again with a STIHL MS291 chainsaw. There you go, Dave. What do you think, Dave?
Well, what do you know about this?
Okay, Dave, this saw came in the shop.
Okay.
I cannot release it. I want you to tell me why.
Is it because they didn't pay their bill?
No.
Oh.
No, no. That has happened before, though.
Okay, all right. So it's something to do with this chainsaw. Now, this is a 291, and it looks like it's pretty much brand new.
It starts and runs, Dave.
Okay.
They've only used, I would say, less than 10 fuel tanks.
Starts and runs. Okay, it's got great compression.
Lots of compression.
All right, well, you can't release it.
This is a little different. This is a different diagnosis than what you're used to.
Yeah, most of the stuff that I work on, it's here for a mechanical reason.
Exactly.
So you can't release it, so starts and runs, but does it shut off? You might be tricking me here. Okay, so I'm going to fire it up, and I'm going to check to see if the on-off switch works. I know that there have been issues with these in the past, and I'm thinking Don can't release it because there's an issue with the off switch, so it's a safety concern.
Okay, you can.
Okay, let's try that.
What kind of gas are you putting in there, Dave?
Well, you handed me the tank, so I'm hoping that it's 45 to 1.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good. I'm not going to fill it to the top.
You could put a little more.
Oh yeah, I got to make sure that fuel filter is nice and soaked.
Premium 45 mixed to 1 gas here, Dave, with no ethanol.
No ethanol.
Can't you tell by the smell?
Yes, it smells great.
Don't sniff any gas.
Don't sniff any gas. Okay, that's it.
We're just kidding.
So, because I'm going to be running it, we covered this in another video, but I now know that it's absolutely imperative to make sure that we have oil in the oil tank.
Absolutely, even if we're not cutting firewood.
Even if we're not cutting firewood, and we don't want to cause any damage to the worm gear.
Exactly, the oil pump.
Oh, this is full on. That's probably good there, eh?
That's good. We're good.
Okay, so I've got fuel in here.
Yeah.
Oil in here.
Well, just step outside, Dave, and you can start it up.
Sounds good.
And see if that switch is good.
Sounds good to me. Okay, so full choke. Let's give it a pull. Let's put the
brake on.
Yep, brake. Ready?
Be careful, Dave.
Okay. Don't think that should be spinning if the brake is on. Well,
what do you think, Dave? Let's go back in the shop.
Okay.
I'm going to quiz you on this.
Sounds good.
Okay, Dave, that switch is working as you saw.
Yep.
So what did you pick up on? Exactly. Here's what you need, Dave.
The brake. That's funny. All right. So obviously, best practice is to start the chainsaw with the brake on.
Exactly. And the reason I let you start it is you were starting it properly with the saw between your legs like that.
Right.
And I know that you're qualified to use a chainsaw.
Right. And I saw immediately it started to spin. Now, in retrospect, I think one of the things that I could have checked before I even started with the on-off switch is to apply the brake, use a tool, and then see that this chain moves, whether or not the brake is on or off. So that's something that I've picked up, and probably something that you do whenever you
absolutely, Dave.
Chainsaw.
So because I'm teaching you here, I let you go through the motions of checking for yourself the switch.
Right.
I threw you that wrench because you will need to take that off.
Okay. Let's check it out. So this isn't one of the covers with the bar nuts that stay attached. Have you seen
No,
those?
no. On the 261.
Yeah,
we
the
saw-
261 we worked on has those, so they don't.
Yeah, the
you don't
video
lose
we
them.
did, exactly. And by the way, people are looking forward to a follow-up on that.
Yes, I'm working on it.
Hurry up, Dave.
I'm working on it. So I will take the barn chain off. That is really clean in there. You're right. Hasn't been
It
used
is,
much.
yeah. Has not been used.
All right.
So what do you see there right now, Dave? Like, do you see anything that kind of sticks out?
Yes, I think we have some discoloration on this, on the clutch housing here.
Absolutely.
I don't think I've ever seen one that's been purple before.
Exactly. What else do you see there?
Melted, this is plastic, eh?
It
Melted
is.
plastic.
Yeah.
So someone...
What happened there?
I think someone didn't know what the heck they were doing with their brand new chainsaw, fired it up with the brake on,
Absolutely.
went a little bit heavy with the right index finger there, and absolutely melted this thing.
That's exactly what's happened, Dave.
Nice.
Okay. So we're not done yet.
Right.
Okay. I want you to take off that cover.
Okay.
You're going to look inside there,
Okay.
and we'll even take the clutch off.
Got it.
Okay. And then I kind of want you to tell me how somebody should fix this
Okay.
from a STIHL recommended repair
Okay.
to maybe just a homeowner doing it for themselves.
Okay.
Okay, but let's take that off first. I think you'll need a T20
Let me see.
Torx.
Yeah, it's not T27. I'll need T20 for sure.
So you got 3 screws.
One, two, three.
Don't lose my screws, Dave.
Okay, I won't. And then this should... Oh, wow. I mean, other than that, like, yeah, it got really hot, didn't it?
Yeah. So this piece here to start with would need to be replaced. One of the tabs is broken, and right here, and also the burnt part. So
Okay.
this part's a write-off. Here's the part number.
As I look in here,
What do you see there, Dave?
well, I'm gonna have to pop this this clutch housing off, but there's a lot of this, I think, that's plastic, because this isn't a pro level saw, so there's not a lot of metal involved
No,
here.
it's all plastic, Dave.
So I worry, like, I mean, this is discolored here. It doesn't look all that bad. You can see the plastic's actually melted onto the metal brake there.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't even...
So what's happening when you engage the brake? What do you see happening and not happening there?
Well, here, actually, look, this isn't even connected. See that?
Exactly.
That's supposed to be hooked in that little fork there and then actuating on and off as you
Exactly.
use the brake.
So even if that piece was hooked on,
Yep.
do you think
No,
it
it's
would
not going to
work?
move. It's not going to move because this is melted itself solid on here, and that's the reason it popped off that fork.
Exactly.
So let's get the clutch cover off, or sorry, the clutch housing off, and
Yeah,
then
the clutch
we'll
drum,
see.
yeah.
Clutch drum, sorry.
you can just use that wrench.
Oh, jeez. I'm a lefty here, Don, so you have to,
Are ya?
you have to go easy on me.
Watch where that clip goes.
To the moon?
To the moon and back. So it's quite easy removing the clutch drums there, Dave.
Yeah, as long as this isn't seized itself on. Oh, no, it's... Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Look at the...
Hey, it kind of looks neat. Got the blue and the purple there. It's like it's anodized.
Exactly.
It's self-anodized. So I'm thinking, I mean, look, it looks like it's barely used.
Yeah, that's not normal, by the way.
It's not normal. It shouldn't look like that. Now, that's not to say that this clutch, that it won't work, but...
It'll work. We've had it running earlier. Well, I had it running before you came.
Right.
Very carefully.
But my concern is that it may not be as effective.
The springs may have gotten so hot
Right.
that they don't have the same springiness in them.
Right, which is, it starts to
Okay.
become a safety concern.
Yeah.
That it could be because of the springs, if they don't have the same level of retention,
Yeah.
it may actuate sooner than
Yeah.
it should.
Yeah. It's not doing it yet, but if you do, what happens is your chain will spin when it's idling.
Right.
Kind of like your concrete saw we did a video on.
Right. Okay, so let's pop the
hang on.
metal.
Okay, Dave, what do you think would be the best way to fix that? I also want you to see what you think of the best STIHL factory authorized repair. What would they recommend that you replace?
Okay. So I think if we're talking about a STIHL authorized repair, they would probably want to see the entire clutch assembly, the housing,
yes,
the spring here, the
yes.
spring brake. What do you call that piece there, Don?
The brake band.
The brake band.
Absolutely.
So they would want this brake band, the clutch, and the clutch drum replaced.
Yes.
And I think that's probably just a liability management thing on their side.
Yeah, and a professional repair.
Right.
It's professional and,
sure.
and safer and
sure.
And you know, it's the right way to do it.
Right. Now, if this was my chainsaw and you said, Dave, this is your chainsaw, how would I fix it?
Well, I've seen people, Dave, where they've replaced the brake band or just got it unstuck.
Right.
Cleaned it out,
right.
Put it back in, and everything works.
Right.
So that's not the STIHL authorized repair. So if you work at a dealership or if you have a dealership, you would have to replace the parts.
Right.
It's kind of like if you have a STIHL dealership, you shouldn't be putting aftermarket carburetors in.
Right.
STIHL does not want that. You could lose your dealership.
Right. Put the Zama one in.
Exactly.
So
what else do you think STIHL would want you to replace?
Oh boy.
You know, you have a STIHL dealership, you want to do it professionally the way STIHL wants. There's something else that should be replaced. I'll give you a tip.
Okay.
It won't be cheap.
The casing.
Exactly.
Because you've got some melting that's happened here, some discoloration.
Exactly.
So in order to return it to, just like an insurance company, if you write your car off, they buy you one of the same
Absolutely.
the same quality.
Why do you think a professional repair would entail that? It's a trick question.
So that you buy a new chainsaw?
No. Well,
so that you skip fixing this altogether, go buy a new one off the shelf?
It might be cheaper to buy a new one off the shelf and
kidding.
just sell that one to somebody.
For parts, yeah. I don't know, I'm stumped. What do you got?
Okay, Dave. So the reason why the professional repair would entail replacing the casing is, like you said, the plastic has melted where the band goes on. Okay. And so if you take the band off and then you clean up all the burnt areas, these little spacers here or retaining plastic pieces,
Yes.
they won't be as protruding as they used to.
The tolerance isn't as tight.
Exactly. So then your brake band is sitting
further out than it should.
Further out, there's a possibility it could come off that arm.
Got it. So it's a safety concern.
Absolutely. So somebody could be in a precarious situation. They go to put the brake band, the brake handle on to turn the brake on, and the brake doesn't work, and they injure themselves.
Right.
So from a liability perspective, that's why professional repair would entail replacing all the parts so that when they get the saw back, it's in its pristine new condition.
And for the purposes of safety. So you're telling me if I walk this into a STIHL dealer, they'll say we have to do A, B, and C, and they won't let it go until this casing was repaired.
Absolutely. So if you get an honest dealer that wants to do it professional all the time, that's what they will tell you.
Understood. Makes sense.
Yeah. So here's another look here. But again, Dave, I do know people who have gotten saws like that. They're still using them to this day.
Right.
I'm not recommending this or condoning it.
Right.
I'm just saying some people have just kind of cleaned it up, put a new brake band, and their saw runs.
Okay.
But they kept the saw for themselves.
Makes sense.
So personally, I wouldn't do a quick job and just send it out to a customer.
Right.
Because I'm a shop here and I like to do things professionally. So I try
liable.
Exactly. That's why I stay away from those kinds of repairs unless it's for myself.
So if you were me and I walked in here and said,
so does that make sense, Dave?
Yeah, it makes sense to me for sure.
Okay.
So did I pass the test or?
You did, and because you did well today, considering you're fairly new at this, I have some stickers here for you.
Oh, toolbox stickers.
Toolbox Walbro stickers.
Nice.
Now that saw does not have a Walbro carb.
Okay, so they shouldn't even be close to each
Okay,
other.
but that's your...
They used to. They used to have Walbro carbs, right?
They used to, yes. Yeah. So this is like being in grade school, you know, when you did well, you got a sticker.
So you get a star on my chart. I can just start putting them all over my toolbox.
Exactly.
That's great.
So you did good, Dave. You did good because this was out of the ordinary for you.
Right.
I just wanted to see where you're at. You did pretty good. But like you said in the video, the first thing you should check is push that brake handle.
Okay.
And see if that chain turns or not. That should be the first thing you should do. So next time, just do that.
Okay.
Okay, and everybody watching that's learning, you can learn from Dave's mistakes here. And also where he did well as well. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Make sure to comment below the video here if you have any questions. We read all the comments, and you never know, we might even address your question in our next video. Also, guys, make sure to subscribe to both our channels and follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All the links are below the video. Thanks again. Have a great day.